What's up, YouTube? This is me, Asian Dave, aka Fanatical for Jesus, aka Daw Way, aka David Chu. I'm just coming to you real quick. As you all know, or some of you may know, some of you may not know, Demi Lovato, she recently gave a speech at the National Alliance of Mental Illness, or NAMI, this actually September 4th. And it was a very good, powerful speech. It wasn't that long. I'll post the link in the description box below so you guys can watch it for yourself. Um, and I don't know, you guys may or may not know this about Demi Lovato, but she struggles with bipolar disorder just like I do. Um, and I just want to say that I don't care what anybody says about her or whatever, I have the utmost respect for Demi Lovato. So I want to say that I give her props for doing what she does, for standing up there and spreading mental health awareness. Um, and yeah, I agree with her on a lot of things that she said. Like I said, you guys can watch her speech for yourself. Um, she one of the things that she talked about in the video was how we need to pass more legislation for mental health awareness and just for the mental health profession in general, mental health education and stuff like that, because there's a lot of people that are extremely ignorant when it comes to mental health. And this goes across the board. Like, it doesn't matter if you have a degree, 2 degrees, or no degrees. Like, people still tend to be extremely ignorant about mental illness. Like, just the other day, I was in a conversation with someone who pretty much doesn't want to be a friend of mine anymore. Like, she was saying, like, you need to stop living off of your label. You need to have some ambitions and goals that you're going towards, and blah 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 blah. And despite the fact that I told her that I do have goals, that I do have ambitions, that I am gonna go back into school so I can finish up my degree in social work, she just didn't hear that. And then she said, "You need it." And then she was telling me that I need to stop being so dependent on medication, which, by the way, is not something you tell someone with mental illness. You never should tell someone with mental illness to not take medication, or that they shouldn't be dependent on medication. I mean, would you tell someone with diabetes that they shouldn't be dependent on insulin? Like, it's the same exact thing. And she was like, you need to just control your mind and do more positive things, like go exercise, eat well. And it's the same stuff that I heard from my sister too. Like, she was like telling me all this stuff, and I was like, look, yeah, all that stuff is good for mental health and everything, but unless you have a mental illness, or you know someone with mental illness, or you at least are educated in mental illness, then shut the hell up. Don't even try and speak about mental illness. Like, and one thing that she said that really pissed me off was, what did she say? I can't remember what she said now. Oh no, she told me that there are plenty of people out there that have physical ailments that still manage to live their life without taking medicine or anything like that. And I was like, okay, you obviously, that right there tells me that you don't understand what mental illness is, because mental illness can be just as crippling as any physical illness out there, sometimes even more crippling than physical illnesses out there. Like, honestly, I would rather be blind I would rather be blind or deaf or both than have a severe progressive mental illness, because at least if I was blind or deaf, I still have my mind. And like, I would still have my mind, and I would still have control over myself. Like, so Yes, I would say that mental illness can be just as crippling or just as bad, probably even worse than any physical illness out there. Like honestly, like again, like I would even go as far as to say I would rather have cancer than have to deal with a mental illness because again, at least if I had cancer, I still have my mind intact. If I had cancer. Now, if I had cancer and mental illness, well then I'm just fucked. Like, there's that would be probably the worst thing to ever happen to me, to get cancer and mental illness. Like I would just kill myself. Honestly, like that would just be too horrible. But yeah, like so people, and then she's not the only one. People, there's other people out there. Like I've gotten into conversations with tons of people that just do not understand mental illness at all. They don't get it. They just like, first off, if you're ignorant about something, don't talk about it. Go educate yourself about it first, and then you could talk about it. That's just like these ignorant ass white people that try and talk about white privilege when they know, and racism when they know nothing, when they don't know shit about white privilege and racism. Go educate yourself. Pick up a damn book and read it. Like, read it, educate yourself, and then come back and talk about it. Don't just give me your opinion. And honestly, like, if you're just giving me your opinion and it's not based on anything, then I'm just gonna ignore you because you like. There's no, like, that proverb says, "Answer not a fool, lest you become a fool yourself." Like, I'm not going to answer a foolish statements, because if I answer your foolish little ignorant statement, then that's gonna make me a fool myself. So educate yourself before you come at me and talk to me. Like, that's how I see it. Like, that's why a lot of comments that I get on my YouTube videos, I just ignore them. I mean, I ignore the ones that are educated and I'll respond back to them, but the ones that are just blatantly ignorant, I'm just gonna ignore you. Like, that's all I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna engage in conversation with you. I'm not gonna delete your comment because I don't censor. But I'm not. Don't expect a response from me, because if it's ignorant, then it doesn't deserve a response. That's why, like, these two people, the Veganator and what's that guy's name? Xeno Obsidian, that's how I'm not going to respond back to them, because they're ignorant. And there's no point in responding back to ignorance. Like, anyways, and I'm name dropping them just so they know that I actually did see their videos. And I think they're full of shit. Like, yeah, honestly. Anyways, so, like, Demi Lovato did this excellent speech. And I honestly, like, I didn't know who I admit I didn't know who Demi Lovato was. Like, not before this speech. I knew who she was before this specific beat speech, but a couple years ago she did another speech at a NAMI conference, and that's when I first found out about Demi Lovato. Like, I didn't really know who she was before then. And like, I honestly, I'm happy that there's more and more people out there that are standing up and talking about their experience with mental illness and raising more and more awareness. Like, I think it's awesome. I really do. And I do support the National Alliance of Mental Illness, or I'm just gonna say NAMI because that's pretty much it is. I do support their organization. I love what they do. And I honestly, like, there is a mental health awareness month. I think it's this month, September. I'm not sure. I gotta look that up. But I do know that there's a mental illness awareness month. And honestly, I think there needs to be more efforts to publicize that month more often. I mean, because Breast Cancer Awareness Month is highly publicized, but you don't really hear nothing about Mental Health Awareness Month. And I think that there needs to be more publicity around Mental Health Awareness Month. There needs to, shoot, why don't we do, like, you know how during the Breast Cancer Awareness Month, they sometimes in some areas they have like parades or stuff like that? Why don't we do that? Why don't we to raise more publicity for Mental Health Awareness Month, why don't we do parades, like, to raise more publicity, like, and bring attention to people? Why don't we work on more efforts to educate people? Like, why? Like, I mean, honestly, like, I do agree. We need to pass more legislation to to educate people on mental health awareness. Like, I think in public schools there should be a class specifically, like, it should be a required class specifically teaching about psychology and mental illness. Like, I think so. I mean, yeah, there is in college. Well, it's not required. Well, it depends on your major, I guess. But yeah, in college you learn about that. But honestly, I think we need to get to the young people, because mental illness doesn't just affect adults. Mental illness affects young people as well. So why shouldn't there be a class in public schools, a required class in public schools, to educate our young people about mental illness? And, like, I mean, because I guarantee if we did that, then number one, the young people that do struggle with mental illness would be more aware of their own condition, and they won't be so ashamed about it. Because there's a lot of people, even adults, and there's young people especially, that struggle with mental illness, that are ashamed of what they struggle with, and they don't really want to talk about it. They try and cover it up, they deny it. And no, we need to reach out to the young people and just people in general that struggle with this, and tell them, look, I understand you. I know where you're coming from, and I can identify with you, and there is nothing, absolutely nothing, to be ashamed of. Like, honestly, like, there's nothing to be ashamed of with mental illness. There really isn't. And if we showed a little bit more compassion and showed some love towards people with mental illness, then maybe um we'll be one step closer to making this world a better place, honestly. um yeah, that's all. That I think that's all I have to say about this now. Like, again, I'll post this speech that Demi Lovato gave. It's a very powerful speech. I suggest that you guys, after this video, you guys watch it, because it's really, really good. um yeah, like I said, I'll post that in the description box below so you guys can watch it for yourself. And as always, don't forget to rate and subscribe. Make sure you share this video. We need to raise more awareness for this. And like I said, make sure you subscribe to me. I make videos daily about a variety of different topics out there. So make sure you subscribe to me. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. And as always, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I know y'all love me. I mean, you guys can't get enough of the Asian sensation. I get it. I am sexy. I get it. But yeah, alright, have a good day. God bless you. And deuces. Stay awesome, Gotham.